Good morning. It is Julie Reynolds, your Summerville housewife. I'm at the Odd Duck Market in downtown Summerville, and it's one of the beautiful restaurants that they have down here that's becoming my favorite. But I'm not by myself at this beautiful establishment. I have Mrs. Jamie Touchberry here, but I'm going to let her formally introduce herself and tell you about her and what she does.
Hi, I am Jamie Touchberry. I have several different titles, as I call them. I am a wife, a mom, a business owner, an executive director for a nonprofit, and I am the wife of Summerville's mayor. And it depends on the minute of the day as to what exact title I am holding at the time and wearing and participating in.
Let's talk about your business first, Jamie.
All right. The name of my business is The Little Bird, and that's The with two E's, and it is a health and wellness business. And the heart behind that is for me to really help people learn how to incorporate their healthy habits, that's exercise and nutrition, into their busy lives. There are a lot of different options out there when it comes to health and wellness and exercise programs and nutritional programs and options these days. But a lot of times they have you go to extremes because we're, as I call it, we're a microwave society. We want instant gratification right away. And that works for a lot of people, but often those are not sustainable habits that you learn. So my whole heart behind it is, instead of just giving you the fish, I want to teach you how to fish and really teach you about the different components of your healthy habit journey, how they can fit into your life so that you make small changes for big outcomes for the long haul.
Okay, before we dive a little bit deeper into this, how did the name come about?
Well, back in 2020 when I was looking at establishing a business, my family is very important to me. And if you look at my life in any different way, you'll see that very quickly, that my family is my number one priority. And I really wanted to kind of incorporate them into it, as well as my faith is big in my life too. So the, with the two E's, actually kind of is that nod to the faith. And that kind of came about because The Little Bird, when I finally got to that name, The with one E was already taken. There's a lot of businesses out there. So it was a neat way to make a little nod towards my faith. Little, actually, I call my son, he's my little man. And Sage, our daughter, is my sage bird. So that's honestly where the name came from, and that's really what motivates me each day when I'm working in my business.
That is really beautiful. I love that. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about what you have to offer for everybody that really is paying attention, that they want to change their health, they want to get healthier?
Yes. I, of course, have social media where I am putting things out to help just the general learn. One of my big goals with The Little Bird is I don't want financial means to ever be a barrier to learning how to incorporate healthy habits, because it's important for everybody, no matter where you are in life. So I have several different options. I regularly try to include some free options out there, which are very general in knowledge, but at the same time very helpful and a great place to start. But recently this year, I really launched into the coaching side of my business and started an 8-week healthy habit journey course. There is a self-guided one where everything can be found on my website, and you can just kind of walk yourself through it at your own pace. And then there's also a signature course where it's the same thing as the self-guided, but each week we meet for a healthy habit class. And sometimes people think that maybe that's a workout, but it's not. I think it's really important to learn the different components of your healthy habits and why they're important, and then how to put them into your life. And so that's what we do each week. We meet for a live class, but it's okay if you can't attend live because they're always recorded and you can come back and watch it. But that's where we get into the nitty-gritty to help you understand why, because I think when you understand why something is important and how to do it, it makes it a little bit easier to come back to it and really implement that in your life.
How did you get into this? I mean, were you like sitting on the couch going, okay, we got to get moving, or how did it come about?
Well, I actually have a master's in health and exercise science. So I went to school to kind of work in this area of the world, but the reality is I didn't use it for many, many years. Early on in my career, I worked at a preventative healthcare facility where I did. But then I became a mom and dedicated a lot more of my time to focusing on the kids and the family and the house and how things ran. But back around 2020, I actually started to get my way back into the health and fitness area. I worked with another company where I had the opportunity to learn a lot, and I consider that actually probably the best MBA that I could have gotten, because it was a hands-on kind of behind-the-scenes experience. But that just really, working with them, helped shape my heart, and I could see the need and the desire for people to want to be more healthy and to really incorporate these healthy habits, but they didn't understand always why, and not everybody is able to go to extremes. This program was a little bit more intense and meant to see results really quickly in a shorter period of time, and a lot of people did, but it was hard for a large majority of people. And so I really wanted to help the large majority of people who couldn't necessarily do something intense and for a short period of time really learn how to do it for their life.
So is it for everybody? Like, I watch you, Jamie, and you're like athletic and you can do all of that. Me, I'm overweight. Just looking at you online, I'm tired. So is it for all people, and how does that, like, so say like they start doing it and it's too hard, or they just take it step by step? What is your advice there as well?
Absolutely. It really is for anything. For any level of fitness. I work really hard to, if it's somebody who is just coming off, we'll just say if they're just coming off the couch and they haven't done anything, I try and walk them through of how it's okay to modify and adjust. It's okay to start off with, while the recommendation for maintaining health may be on average 30 minutes a day. If you haven't been working out for a while, 5 to 10 minutes may be challenging. So start off with that 5 to 10 minutes. Do what you can and start where you are, and then just slowly build up from there. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people stop doing their healthy habits, is because we think that we have to go from 0 to 100 right out of the gate, and if we're not, then we're not doing it right. But the reality is, if we can take just a couple steps at a time and build up our strength and build up our endurance when it comes to these healthy habits, especially like the exercise part of it, then we will slowly get to that point. But the reality is, there's no perfect healthy habit journey. And people often don't believe. I may enjoy doing a lot of endurance activities. I have done several full Ironman. I have done half Ironmans and run marathons. And so a lot of times people look at me and they're like, but I can be one of the laziest, most active persons that you know, because sometimes, especially on a day, it's chilly, it's cold here today. I am more than happy to curl up in my chair with a blanket over me with a cup of coffee and choose that versus going outside. So I totally understand and really can relate to not necessarily wanting to work out all the time.
So you just started this exciting 8-week program. Is this the first time you've had this to offer this kind of thing? Is this new, or?
Yes, It is. This is the very first 8 weeks that we are going through this, and I'm only at this point in time only going to offer 3 classes throughout the year. So it's not something that's going to be continuous, but I want it to help make an impact. So I'm learning. I'm going to say I'm a little nervous. You know, when you launch something new, there's a lot of unknowns. But we are in week 3 of the 8-week journey, and it is going well. I have a great little group going through this first course with me, and the next one will be, sign-ups will be kind of the end of March, and it'll start in April, which I think is a great time of year. We were talking a little bit earlier, sometimes when it's cold, and I am that way, when it's cold we don't want to get outside, or we don't want to be super active. But as the weather starts to warm up, we may want to step outside a little bit more. But what I think is neat about my program too is that you actually don't have to leave the comfort of your home to do it. Everything can be done, from the resistant workouts to even the cardio workouts can be done at home, because everything I do is kind of a circuit style. So when it comes to the cardio workouts, I usually take about 5 different exercises, and we do that in a circuit style just to get that heart rate elevated. And it doesn't require any equipment. So you don't have to have a treadmill or a bike or even leave the comfort of your home or be a member of a gym to actually get a good workout in.
So anybody anywhere in the world could be doing this, right? They just find you and then they can just follow along?
Yep. That's right. I started off, I will say I started off doing this kind of with an exercise app, and got the news at the end of last year that the developers are no longer going to support fitness-based apps. And I know there's a lot of different options out there, but I'm actually going to move that on-demand workout library to my website as well. So even if you're not looking for a program, maybe you already know what to do, but you're looking for some fun and doable workouts, starting in April, I will have an on-demand workout library, and I am a certified personal trainer, spin coach, and run coach. So there's a wide range of options when it comes to what type of workouts you can do with me.